Picture this. Your child walks up to another kid at the park and hands them their favorite toy. Unprompted. Generously. Then they turn and look at you, waiting, watching your face for your reaction. And you feel proud, because your child is kind. Your child is generous. Your child is the kind of child other parents compliment. And there is nothing wrong with that moment of pride. Nothing. But here is what I need you to understand today. If that little glance back, that small moment of your child seeking your approval after giving up something they wanted, repeats consistently enough, it teaches them something that will follow them into every adult relationship they ever have. It teaches them that your approval is the thing worth erasing themselves for. Today, we are going to talk about the 4 things loving, well-meaning parents do that quietly create people pleasers. Your child is in the living room. You ask them to stop and come to dinner. They are in the middle of a game. They love this game. But they stop, without protest, and walk to the table. And you say, almost automatically, "What a good boy. Thank you for listening." It feels like good parenting. In small doses, it is. But here is what a child's nervous system registers when compliance gets the warmest version of you consistently over years. Being good means not needing what I need. Being good means overriding what I want. Being good means the version of me that gets loved is the version that disappears. A 2004 study by researchers Avi Asor, Guy Roth, and Edward Deci, published in the Journal of Personality, gave this phenomenon a name: parental conditional positive regard. When children learn that love and warmth flow toward the version of themselves that meets parental expectations, they begin to suppress the parts of themselves that do not fit the mold. They comply, they achieve, they accommodate, and they lose contact with what they actually want. And everyone reinforces it. Grandparents, teachers, strangers at the grocery store, they praise the quiet child. They compliment the one who does not interrupt. They tell you how well-behaved your son is, and you hear it, and so does he. The shift is quieter than you would think. Instead of, "Good boy for listening," try, "You stopped your game even though you did not want to. That was hard. Thank you." You are naming the cost, not just the compliance, and that changes everything. Pay attention to your own voice for a week. Notice how you sound when your child is cheerful, agreeable, easy. Then notice how you sound when they are whining, demanding, overtired, or pushing back. If you are honest, and most parents are when they really look, the difference is there. Softer tone when they are pleasant, a slight edge when they are not. More eye contact when they are easy, less when they are hard. This is not a moral failing. It is human. Of course you are warmer when your child is easy to be around, but their nervous system does not know that. What their nervous system registers is a formula. Warmth is available when I manage my mood. Warmth withdraws when I do not. Follow-up research by Guy Roth and colleagues, published in 2009 in Developmental Psychology, extended the conditional regard findings by showing that both conditional positive regard and conditional negative regard, being warmer when the child performs, cooler when they do not, predicted contingent self-worth, suppressed emotion, and internal compulsion in adolescence years later. In plain language, these children grew up into adults who felt loved only when they were performing, whose sense of worth rose and fell with other people's moods, who learned to scan the room for approval before speaking. We live in a parenting culture that says, "I don't reward tantrums." And the intention behind that is real, but the shadow side of that principle, when it is not balanced, is a child who learns that love itself has conditions. The shift is to stay warm during the hard moments. Not permissive, not soft on limits, just emotionally steady. Your tone holds. Your eyes hold. Your love does not flicker. "You made mommy so sad when you did that. I'm so tired because you won't listen. Look what you did. Now daddy is upset." These sentences come out of loving parents' mouths every single day, often in moments of genuine exhaustion, when you have asked for the 10th time, when patience really has run out. They feel like natural expressions of feeling. They are not lies. You are sad. You are tired. You are upset. But the lesson your child's nervous system extracts from that sentence is enormous. I am the reason my parent is in pain. My parent's emotional state is my responsibility. Managing them is my job. Clinical psychologist Gregory Jerkovic, in his 1997 book Lost Childhoods, documented a pattern called emotional parentification, the quiet reversal of emotional roles, in which a child becomes responsible for regulating a parent's inner state. Jerkovic's clinical literature consistently links this pattern to adults who are hypervigilant to other people's moods, who struggle to identify their own needs, and who often find themselves in relationships where they are the caretakers of someone else's emotional life. And it is passed down. In many families, this kind of language is considered normal parenting. I'm telling them how their behavior affects me, when what it actually does is install a lifelong belief that other people's feelings are theirs to fix. The shift is to own your own feelings without making your child their source. I'm frustrated right now. That's mine to handle. Give me a minute. You can be honest about your state without making them its cause. Your child has 2 cookies. Another child walks over. You watch your child hesitate. You can see them want that second cookie. And then you see them hand it over. And you beam. What a sweet child. What a generous heart. And of course you do. Generosity is beautiful. Teaching it is part of raising a good human. But pay attention to what is being praised. Not the honest impulse. Not the real feeling. The override. The moment your child gave up what they actually wanted in order to produce what you would reward. And if that scene, or one of its 1,000 everyday variations, repeats consistently, what your child learns is not generosity. It is self-abandonment dressed up as virtue. The work of Edward Deci and Richard Ryan on self-determination theory, developed over 4 decades at the University of Rochester, makes a distinction that matters here. Behavior freely chosen from a child's own authentic wants is called autonomous. Behavior performed to earn external approval, even if it looks identical from the outside, is called introjected. Autonomous giving builds self-worth. Introjected giving corrodes it. And our culture reveres the selfless child, the one who shares without being asked, the one who never wants too much. That reverence is exactly the current that carries the pattern forward. The shift is to name the real wanting first. I saw you wanted that second cookie. You can keep it if you want. You can share it if you want. Either is okay. You are protecting their access to their own desires. That is what makes the sharing, when it comes, real. So what does all of this mean for you? The child who becomes a people pleaser did not arrive there because their parents were cruel. They arrived there because love, over and over, got tangled with performance, because the version of them that was easy, generous, and emotionally managed was the version that got the warmest return. You do not need to be a perfect parent. Your child is not looking for perfection. They are looking for patterns they can trust. Stay warm in the storm. Own your own feelings. Name what they actually want. Praise the honest impulse, not just the override. Remember the child at the park, handing over the favorite toy and glancing back for your approval? The goal was never to stop that glance. The goal is to make sure the glance finds a parent who loves them, whether they share or not. Share this with a parent who needs it. Tell me in the comments which pattern you recognized.